Hey guys, Hailey Lain aka Key Black here, and welcome back to another episode of Off the Cuff. Today, I'm going to be talking about Inuyasha. So, in previous episodes, I've been mentioning how, there are a lot of these retro anime. It feels weird to call them retro, because I remember them being popular when I was growing up, but when I was growing up, I didn't watch them for one reason or another. Rurouni Kenshin was like this. G Gundam just never really was interested in any Gundam series. I had no idea that there were separate shows. I do now, I have learned. But with Inuyasha, part of the reason I'm finally sitting down to watch this now is it comes on high recommendation from Mon Pian, who has read a lot of Rumiko Takahashi's work. She's recommended a whole bunch of her works to me in the past, and I finally was like, all right, I remember Inuyasha being popular. I remember when I was a kid being too much of a stubborn tomboy to even touch anything that smelled remotely of romantic themes in any single way, one way or another. So I definitely missed out on that. All right, let's try Inuyasha. It is fun. Oh my god. So I did the same thing that I did with Rurouni Kenshin. I made the mistake of deciding to watch the anime first. Again, part of it is because, I remember it being on TV. I never sat down to watch it. There's something nostalgic about sitting down to watch the show, and even though I know it's probably going to be very different from the manga, there's still just something fun about sitting down to watch an anime, That being said, I binged so many episodes of Inuyasha. I think I made it through 5.5 seasons in the span of like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks if I'm being generous with myself. Oh my god, I haven't done that in a long time. Let me rephrase. I've binged a lot of things very recently even. Not anything quite that long. It was like over 100 episodes that I watched, and it was like, I looked back and went, oh dear. What have I done? I was kind of doing that thing though where I had the list of episodes open on the side that said like whether it was anime only or actually canon to the manga. And really, I should have just started with the manga. I've finally decided to switch over to that now, and the pacing is it's not just the pacing, it's totally different. It is a totally different series, but I was having a lot of fun watching the anime. Soundtrack is banging. I was really enjoying finally hearing Kappei Yamaguchi play a character like Inuyasha, somebody who's unabashedly cool rather than the joke character, because I'm used to Usopp, I'm used to Sai Saishi. I mean, even Shinichi Kudo in Detective Conan is a little bit on the sillier side rather than just straight up cool. It was fun hearing him play a really aggressive character like Inuyasha. He suits it really well. I was shocked. And speaking of the series itself, I haven't really even talked about how much I've been enjoying the actual plot of it. It's fun. I don't really know what I was expecting going into it, but if you aren't familiar with what Inuyasha is basically about, it's a girl, Kagome, turns 15, and Kagome's the daughter of a family that is responsible for one of those ancient shrines in Japan. I don't really know a whole lot about Japanese history, so don't press me for details, but there's this ancient well and an ancient tree on the shrine's property. She falls down the well and ends up in the Sengoku Jidai, the Japanese feudal era, and encounters this half-demon boy named Inuyasha who has been sealed to a tree, tragically, by his previous love interest, the priestess Kikyo, of whom Kagome happens to be the reincarnation after Kikyo died holding this ancient artifact that is said to power up demons. There's a whole bunch of intrigue surrounding that jewel and surrounding Kikyo and Inuyasha. I'm not going to go super into it with this video, but there's a lot to be said. But it's fun. It's a romance, but it's still a shonen manga. It's super action-packed. It's very, very action-packed. I guess I wasn't really sure what I had expected from it, even knowing what Inuyasha is, half dog demon, half human kind of guy. It's a lot more action-packed than I was expecting. I guess I didn't really give it too much credit when I was growing up, but it is so much fun. The action is a lot of fun to watch, and I really enjoy the dynamic between Inuyasha and Kagome. It's a very fun kind of dynamic, one that happens to cater very specifically to some of my interests. I have to laugh because, watching the episodes, it's kind of felt like every single individual episode is calling me out separately for a different kind of fan fiction that I've looked up before. And it's like, yeah, this is catering specifically to my interest. I feel totally, completely called out, but I'm so thoroughly enjoying it. It is a fun series. If you guys haven't picked it up yourselves, highly recommend it. It's one of those ones where, I guess it was so ubiquitous and so well known in anime, subculture that I kind of took it for granted, and I finally decided to watch it and I'm like, oh, so this is what I'm missing out on. No wonder everybody likes this series. Oh god, I've I've been thoroughly enjoying some of the recurring gags in it. The Naruto bees thing has never failed to make me laugh once. I actually drew something for that. It was a parody from Dr. Bees with Naruto. I posted it on Twitter and Tumblr. You can go check it out over there. But man, I've been having so much fun with this series, and I'm glad, I mentioned earlier, I finally switched over to reading the manga because at some point, hearing from Moonpian and from Jess that Sesshomaru is a completely different character in the anime and manga, and yet he is my favorite character so far, you know, him and Miroku kind of tied up there, but that's no surprise. I was like, all right, maybe I should read to see what Sesshomaru is meant to be like, and it's so much funnier in the manga. Oh, guys, well, I'm gonna stop myself from rambling there. Thank you so much for listening and for watching. I hope you enjoyed the artwork. I'm not done talking about Inuyasha, but I will save that for another episode. Thanks again, and I'll see you then.